I'm talking about the new
You
gear
might be
right now.
wondering, ladies and gentlemen, why on earth are we recording this? Well, there might be a few reasons why we're recording this, but as you may or may not know, we are just minutes away from the IMF's latest show, Cyber Slam, and well, yeah, I see the merchandise, and we're gonna certainly talk about that merchandise shortly, and we're gonna talk about the real monsters and. Since I see them with a whole bunch of gold, I'm going to give them something. Well, it's not quite gold. I'm sure that they'll take that and put that wherever they put their displays of certificates, wink and a nod. We'll talk about what's to come here in the Palo Community Center. We'll talk about this team and why have all of a sudden they have been the talk of everywhere and who knows whatever else. But since we're recording this, and usually people would say, maybe you shouldn't give him the intro. We're going to give him that intro anyway, even though my voice is telling me to sit down, stay in bed, but I don't do that. Death's door wouldn't keep me from doing this intro. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are, after all, when you eventually watch this, we'll be in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform where most certainly all wrestling matters. Although Soldier may tell us it's not all wrestling matters, the championship
Our
he may
wrestling
hold.
matters.
But, well, we'll have to find out. And I'm sure this one's just for you, Zilla, especially. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show on the road because the boys are about to go in the ring and their time is money. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the famous words of Def Leppard singer Joe Elliott, let's get rocked, baby, on Sportswire Radio, the number one global radio station where all wrestling matters. So, with without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one global sports show. They are the real monsters. First, the reigning, defending, and in his words, not all wrestling matters, world champion. He's one half of the IMF Tag Team Champions of the World, and he's been the glue that has kept the foundation together for all these years. His name is simply put, Soldier and the other half of the Real Monsters, the 2025 IMF King of Palo winner, the reigning defending PWF Heavyweight Champion of the World, and the other half of the IMF Tag Team Champions, the man that has been in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame more than anyone else. He's the hall monitor of Sportswire Radio. His name is simply put, the first real wrestler,
We're not worthy.
Justin Parsley. The chaps are here. My friends, how are we doing?
We're doing great.
We're doing
great,
fantastic.
right?
I'm doing so good right
We
now.
are Real Monsters 4 belts.
It's some
We are
extra
doing
weight,
great.
but I mean,
Yeah.
First
nothing
match
anybody yoga
together.
or
Now,
exercise
are you
won't
going through background checks with that many belts?
They charge us extra for luggage.
They do. Yeah,
Because
it's
of
a
the
weight
weight.
limit. Weight limit.
There is inflation out there in the economy. We'll leave that at that. But fellas, it's good to be with you. I know that we're gonna have this here just minutes before you guys go out there in the ring. You're going to be defending those tag team championships. We saw some of what you had to say a few days ago on Sportswire Radio. So I guess I'll kick things off in the current events. I know you were very busy, men, and time is money.
I'm
So
fully dressed too for this occasion too.
thank God for that, because I do have
Yeah,
kick.
we want to apologize for that. He thought we were auditioning for Brazier.
Yeah,
That
I thought it was
that might have been a good idea where you previously had wrestled, but we do have mainstream attention here on this platform. So as much as
Hey, we apologizing for anybody that saw it and didn't like it. We are sorry. It was the
thankfully you
wrong.
didn't have it. What do they call those? What
a
we
real
had as
mistake.
kids?
It was a real
Thankfully,
mistake.
you didn't have what we had as kids. What were they? The night brights, the light brights, whatever they called them. Thankfully, you didn't have that, because if we had that, yeah, we would have been definitely taken off the air. But
Did you
welcome
at
to the
least clean that? Of course. Okay. Yeah. I want to make sure I got mine at the
Same
end of
place
the
I
night.
take my suits.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, we'll give you a pass on that. We'll definitely pretend it never happened, but go back and watch the footage if you desire. But for those that are listening and watching here on Prime Time in the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform, you two men actually really did build. As a matter of fact, what's to come here coming up? You pretty much
Kind of the
did.
foundation of the sports
What can
wire.
I say other than that? You guys should just take over Sportswire. I'm ready to go up into the sunset. You guys can go and have Zilla on the show. You guys can go and interview Omen, and you guys can.
We
Justin,
not
you're
please.
not in that though. Listen, you're in jeopardy.
We please not. I get PTSD. She's a bully. She bullies me. That's why we're filming this. She bullies me, and
Is it the matter that sometimes she doesn't put the camera on? Is that the issue for you?
it's the fact that she says James Taylor has a better stunner than me. She said every time you turn around, she's
Well, he's gonna
Holman
well,
heckles
as
my
by
eyes.
the time
Holman tried to burn my kid, but that's okay to her. So,
by
like,
the
you know what I'm
time
saying?
well, I'm not gonna want to burn people, especially after Anthony Steele, what he said about Il Drago and his Tula Falas. But what I will say is, by the time we'll have aired this, we'll be talking a lot about James Taylor, because I know Jason Storm's going to be certainly saying plenty about why James Taylor hasn't shown up yet in ROEW. But I'll leave him out for now, because he'll be a
Hey,
topic.
that's cool. Hey, me and Storm, we hate each other. I hate that guy with a passion. He turned on me last year because of you. But you know what I'm saying? We agree on something. We agree.
Mutual
Promo
respect
wrestling,
on that. Yeah.
trampoline garbage, and James Taylor's garbage. That's all.
Well, I am going to plead the fifth. I am most certainly going to plead the fifth on that. But you gentlemen are entitled to your opinions, and you are more than
Well,
welcome
it's nice to
have.
be in good company like Rhino and Savio Vega too. I want to throw that out there.
I would
It's
like to.
nice to
Well,
put the real monsters on
I
prime
would like.
time.
I would like to also throw in there Doug Pinnick of King's X only opened up for ACDC Tool a couple of weeks ago. I'd
Hey,
like,
nobody. Hey, AC/DC is my great favorite band.
and
Don't
he
put me
opened up
all
for
night
them
long,
during
baby.
the Razor's Edge album, and he also opened up for Pearl Jam. And I had Randy Jackson, who got that same treatment, who opened up for some guy Sammy Hagar, only fronted a band called Van Halen. So
Yeah,
pretty
but
good.
Sammy Hagar's
Van Hagar.
It's like his
Hagar.
Van Halen was kind of like the second, the Bloodline 2.0.
Mm.
It ain't no David Lee Roth now. Come on now.
I would agree. All right, before I get into this, before I get into the wrestling talk, no question that David Lee Roth was obviously probably the greatest frontman of all time. I mean,
Hagar.
but Sammy Hagar, is obviously the definition of somebody that's the Energizer Bunny. Keeps going and going and going. But look, everybody's entitled to their opinions,
Oh,
and
you can't drive 55.
I've heard that.
literally, he can, but he doesn't
You
need
can't.
to.
You can't drive 55. I've heard that.
He doesn't need to now, because he made so much money selling tequila that somebody else can drive him. But listen, enough about that. I'll leave that for when I have Kicks guitarist Brian Forsythe on Monday show. But gentlemen, you're going to be in the ring here coming up against the Midwest Express. I heard a little bit from Jason Myers. I heard a lot from Omen Black. I heard way too much from Anthony Steele. So what exactly are you guys going to do here to keep those championships here in a matter of minutes?
Well, all right, you go ahead. I'll let you.
I think we're just going to keep setting our differences aside and working on this friendship, this newfound bond that we have. It's been incredible.
Said that you guys were friends for months.
Anthony doesn't know what he's talking about.
Listen,
I think that vape that he hits.
Did you not see the fight at Winter Clash?
I did.
We whooped each other's ass, but he did it on his own.
I did.
Like,
I watched it.
he
James
did
has
it on his own. He had a chance to take me out by himself.
Yeah, I played the match.
James,
I've heard it from James on the air, off the air. Yeah, I've heard all about it.
When I was getting jumped by all the new self-proclaimed House of Wolves, there's only one man that came out.
It was the right thing to do. The real right thing.
Nobody else came out and helped me. They just stood in the back like a bunch of bitches.
Yeah, James Taylor was there. What did he do?
Nothing.
Watch.
Well,
Watch him
he
say
said,
it.
well, all right. Well, we'll go with that for a second. He did say that he liked Omen Black. He had a respect for him, and he and Omen seem to have seeing eye
He
to
also
eye.
likes
I don't know what's
trampoline
up with
wrestling.
that.
So like his likes aren't really that
He
important.
does trampoline wrestling, bro.
He's back. Listen, he's back on the trampoline. I tell you what. I mean,
And then he did a whole entire big thing where he was, oh, you know, I'm the best promo wrestler around.
What?
Didn't he lose both his matches?
What?
Lost
no,
both
that
of
was
his matches?
controversial.
I said he lost
All
both of
right,
his
but that was
matches.
What?
I know, James.
I gotta turn it up.
I turned it up a little bit.
There we go.
He lost both of his matches, right? Like,
He did, but one of them was because he didn't say the guy's name, and then the other
yeah, but
one
if you're a promo star like he says he is, you would know I
That's one of
should
the
say his
boxes you
name.
check. Yeah, you check that box right away.
Well, I listen.
Next
I'll
time he
leave
won't
that.
introduce himself and how
By the
embarrassing
time
will that
this
be.
airs, he'll have been here and he'll talk. I'm sure plenty about that. Then he'll ask us, "Did you like my match? Did you watch my match? And did you like my match?" And
You really have talked to James. You do know James.
I've never seen somebody cut a promo on their back. Like he
um,
cut a promo on his back. That's the first time I've ever seen that in wrestling where they cut a promo on their back.
James is trying
Except
to.
like CM Punk doing stuff like the Snow Angels.
He's
Yeah,
trying to.
CJ was doing the Snow Angels, but he wasn't cutting a promo. He was just showing that he was winning.
CM
Yeah.
Punk did fold his legs on the stage of Raw. Yeah, he did do that.
Well,
I
he
don't know.
was sitting there, right?
He was
Well,
sitting
He
listen,
there.
wasn't laying on his
I
back.
don't know if I care much about what CM Punk
From
did.
what I've
He wanted to be
heard,
there first.
But I
James
care.
knows a
I
lot
care
about
a lot
laying on
about
his
what
back.
you guys are gonna do to retain those tag team championships. That's what I care about.
Well, I mean, we're facing the Midwest Express, and I
Yes,
mean, I'm sorry that I didn't talk a lot after on the last show we were on with them,
you
but
didn't get much of a chance to talk. Anthony
I
basically
fell
grounded
asleep.
everybody out,
Yeah,
and
I fell asleep. Like I started to doze off because it was just like we're gonna get our belts back
Yeah.
when we
and then
And so
Anthony
we're
came in and
anticipating on
then
him.
cut him
yeah,
off, and then
right.
Omen and Anthony
That's been
had
a
a
little bit
problem.
faster
And
than he
yeah,
talks.
I
And
agree.
they want to sit there and say how much of a team that they are, but didn't still say, I don't give a damn what Omen Black thinks
Mm-hmm.
or says or wants or all that stuff.
Oh,
did
you
say
both
that.
know. Listen, you both know him very well. Listen, Justin, shared a locker room with him in other places,
Yeah.
shall not named, and Soldier, you know him very well, going back to the early days of the IMF, and it's only a matter of time before Anthony Steele does what he does, or in his words, that's what I do. I mean, it's only a matter of time.
See, we don't have to worry about Anthony Steele being in the house because he's going to eventually fuck himself over because that's what he does. Sorry, you might have to beat that, but he's going to
Well,
He
screw
screws
himself
himself out of
over.
everything.
He runs his mouth. That's what he does.
I'm aware.
But
I'm well aware.
the Midwest Express, on the other hand, they do have to worry about us.
Yeah, I mean they're a great
Why not?
tag team. Don't get us wrong; like they are an incredible tag team.
But
No
But
then
when
question.
there's a more
I agree with you
gifted
on
tag
that.
team that you're posed up against, that's when we have problems.
So
they're
what
not
does it mean?
undefeated.
All
They're
right,
not
all right. So
undefeated
I
as a
haven't got a
team like
chance
the
to
real
ask you this.
monsters
I haven't got a chance to
are.
ask
Over,
you.
man.
I understand, but I haven't got a chance to ask you this question. I'm going to ask it right now. What does it mean to you guys to be the IMF Tag Team Champions?
I'll start this. It means the world to me, Tom. This is better than any other tag team championship I could have, would have,
Yeah.
should have held.
I ain't no rock.
Well,
So
please not mention that other championship you
yeah,
held.
this
But
one will carry his own. And there's a lot of weight there, and he still carries his own, Rob. But this does mean the world to me because now I can eliminate the other three letters, and now we can go back to talking about Justin Parsley's tag team title reigns, and they can mean something again, have a little bit more prestige. So I'm honored and I'm grateful that it was with this man right here.
are you still taking the championships to Mulholland Drive these days?
Whenever I visit, yeah.
I
I've
mean,
been spending some time in Indiana.
Did you not see last or Thursday? He was in Mulholland
I
Drive.
got kids.
Well,
He
you
was
know
on.
what? I'm going to leave
That was
that at
valid.
that. Certainly because I'm sure you have one fan that seems to be will watch this that probably should definitely go like this. And I'm not talking about Zilla. So let's just say that you do have
I wasn't ready for that part. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, no Zilla.
we don't. She's not here. It's a pre-recorded interview. I mean, you got the same. You
I
got
bet
what
she's
you
in the
wanted.
comments right now. If you could read the comments right now during
I
this
can
airing,
read them.
I bet she's in there.
I'll read them when they air tomorrow.
She's
But
a liar.
how,
She's a liar because I remember when I was feuding with Parsley. Oh, what did she say? How did she say that?
She said she'll
She
love me.
love you and support
me.
you whether you're face or heel.
so she moved on to Cash Carter.
But
What's that about?
she moves on to
Because I
everybody.
cut my hair? We kind of
Listen,
looked alike before that.
she
Maybe
didn't
that was
like
it.
she didn't like Omen Black until Omen Black
She's opened her
became.
eyes. She's opened her eyes. Yep, she likes Omen
Yeah,
Black.
well, I think she needs to open them up a little bit more and
I mean,
close the mouth.
well, that was a good Alter Bridge song, but I mean, we're not going to talk about that here. But I mean, obviously, you guys have certainly, done well for yourselves, and you'll certainly continue the momentum. I have no doubt, based on what you're telling us here, coming up in a few short minutes here in the Palo Community Center. And if you're here, by the way, do me a favor, go to the IMF Facebook page. If you'd like to buy a ticket to the show, I donate at least 2 tickets to every show each month. So please go out there and support the IMF. We'll put the YouTube channel back up here. We're here with the real monsters. So getting up here and Justin Parsley. Is there a reason you're getting up here? I can go like this if you want.
We just want to make sure the lighting is getting good for
That's a
I
little
don't, I
better.
don't think
Is
I'm speaking in that.
that a better view for you?
that
Is that a
better.
better?
I think that's better.
That
Yeah,
looks
because
good.
now
Yeah,
we're
that looks
even.
good.
Yeah,
That
we're
looks
even.
good.
So
Yeah.
that's fine.
That's a
All right,
better
we're
view.
good.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
we gave you more of a wide view. We'll give you a wide view. We'll give you a wide view. Yeah. So
Appreciate
obviously,
you.
yeah. Well,
Savio Vega, Rhino, Justin Parsley, Soldier GP.
and Doug
Just,
Pinnick.
I'm just gonna throw that out there whenever I feel like he said no
Maybe
Zilla. I just
you
want to go
guys
back.
want to wrestle Savio Vega and Rhino? Is that what you're here for? You want to
That
wrestle
would
them
be
in a tag match?
I don't know.
yeah.
Like, do you have a way to make that happen? What's
I
going
have
on
Listen,
there?
Rhino's phone
Savio,
number. I mean, I
they
have
don't want
Rhino's phone
they don't want the real monsters because it's not the '90s. We might call ourselves the ECW of Iowa, but it's not the '90s. So Rhino doesn't want
Well,
that.
Rhino, I think Rhino's going to be in the NWA, I think world title tournament coming up. Savio Vega, yeah, he's not really wrestling as much as he used to.
You
I'll
want to
give you
bet
that.
$5 he doesn't win?
I'll take Savio.
Do I,
I'll bet you
I'm,
$5 Rhino comes up short.
I'm not going to bet because I don't gamble, especially considering the stock market. I
Oh,
looked at
neither
it
do I. I'm a
yesterday and
gambler.
it
He was
wasn't.
making an exception for you.
I
But
was
I
making a
mean,
say, hey,
obviously, well, we'll find out. I mean, listen, maybe he will win. Maybe he will. I don't know. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. Maybe you guys will get your wish and wrestle
Yeah,
him in
so
South.
Rhino and Heath Slater, Rhino and Rob Slater, Rhino and Savio Vega. We don't care. We'll take on all comers.
I don't think Rhino would team with Rob Slater. I mean, as much as I have no issue with Rob, I think Heath was enough for him. I don't think he want. I mean,
Rob, AC, it don't matter.
AC, well, to
Slater's
be fair,
Slater, right?
AC though did famously have a segment on Raw where he pushed Val Venus. So AC, he might have more of a likely chance to actually team up with. But you fellas
He's
not
been
worried about Omen
closer
Black?
to a ring more recently too, I
No,
think.
Soldier, you're always very quiet when Omen Black speaks on our live monthly shows. You're not worried about Omen Black at all right now? I mean, I got to bring him up. I mean, if I don't bring him up here, you know, it's I'm doing
That's
my
my
job.
brother. He just lost his way. I have to. What I do with him is because our mother asked me to. I have to be nice. But eventually, I'm not going to have to be nice anymore. And that's when
He's
you guys
mentioned
want to.
your father. He's gone and said things, and that certainly I think have crossed the line. Some would say, and you've been very quiet each time these last few months throughout the year. That Omen's been on Sportswire and you're on at the same time. And Omen has these glasses that he's had on now throughout the year. And it's definitely not the Omen Black that I remember 2.5 years ago when I first heard from a woman that owned a promotion, shall not named, and said, there's two guys that they're from Iowa and they call themselves the Foundation and they
I'll say
will.
I'm glad you called him a woman, but Craven Rage. He's not a woman, right? I thought.
I know it's 2025, but I wasn't referring to him. I was actually
Oh,
referring to
oh,
the trainer of that
I'm
company.
sorry.
But
But when it comes to Omen Black,
yeah.
our mom, I have to play nice because of our
Mhm.
mom.
Yeah.
So it bothers me that he brings up my dad because it still
I can imagine.
hurts.
Sure.
This is what I'm saying. I love Omen too, man. I just don't think that Omen's always in control. I don't think he's always the tour
It
guy
it
that's
literally
directing the
reminds you know
train.
what it
He said
reminds me
it's him
of.
though. No, he said it. He actually
This
said it's
isn't the
him.
first. This
He
isn't the
said it
first
is him
time that
on
I've
the
dealt with
Thursday
the House of
show.
Wolves. This isn't the first time I dealt with the House of Wolves.
True. Year and a
It
half ago.
reminds me of
Year and a half
it
ago.
reminds me of him. And if I knew who it was, it'd be already over. But I can't figure it out.
So
But it's him, the Dark Father. You know what we have to do, right?
There's something sinister.
We have
Yeah.
to figure it out because you find out the name, you weaken the demon.
mm.
Hmm.
But let
That's what
me
we should
ask
be
you though.
working on.
Let me ask you fellas this question though. He's talked about that come December 31st. when he's IMF champion, he's done. He's walking out. That's it.
So we do
He's it.
everything we can before then to take that strap off of him. That's
Well,
what it
you
boils
have
down
been,
to.
Justin. You have been
There's
pulling for
plenty.
Sean Jovi. You have
If
been
he
rooting.
beats Joey tonight, he's got Parsley in the cage. And the ultimate goal
I can
is
get to Omen.
But you say
I
Jovi can do it. You say Jovi can do this.
I have faith
if
in
all else fails.
I have faith in our brother, but backup plan, I got faith in my
Well,
other
I tell you,
brother.
I'll give Jovi this. Jovi, I've known Jovi. He was the first backyard wrestler to come on this platform almost 3 years ago, and he showed some fire for the first time that I could ever remember. He did show that this might be a different tone, and maybe Jovi's going to finally break the curse here. Finally break the curse of winning a 3 Doors Down match. And you know Soldier better than anybody because you put Jovi through 3 Doors Down, and that led to him joining the foundation almost 2 years ago now, September 2023.
And regardless of what Omen says about it, it was a good investment, wasn't it?
I would say so. I mean, I think, certainly Jovi's been a big part of the foundation, U.S. championship. You know what time it is. He's at Summer of Jovi, and he's led the IMF alongside you to certainly take it to heights that we didn't think it could reach. And yeah, I mean, from a business standpoint, Jovi did what he had to do. But people are wondering, is this Jovi's swan song in a big match? I mean, can Jovi really hang? I mean, he's lost time and time again. I mean, eventually it's almost, will Father Time have caught up to Sean Jovi? I mean, he's getting long in the teeth. You could see it in the face. You could see it in the eyes. I mean, Jovi is definitely getting up there. He's got a lot of legs, a lot of miles in his career that he's certainly tracked. And I mean, will it catch up to him? I don't know. We'll find out. I tell
Yeah,
you
but
what,
remember the last time people doubted him, he had the year of Jovi.
he did. I agree. Listen, I love Jovi. Jovi, I got an affinity for. I want to see Jovi do
So
well.
he does his best work. He does his best work when his back's against the
Under
wall and people
pressure,
are
yeah.
doubting
He's
him.
the veteran. He's got more experience than here in Omen. Yeah, okay. I mean, listen, we'll have to find out. As we're here with the real monsters, of course, Justin Parsley, who's the hall monitor of Sportswire Radio. He is also the man that's been in the Hall of Fame more than anybody else. He is also the King of Palo winner from 2025. He's also the PWF
Going on.
champion, one half of the IMF Tag Team champions. And I'm joined here by the other half of the real monsters, the reigning, defending, in his words, not all wrestling matters champion, the other half of the Tag Team champions, Mr. Soldier GP. And fellas, I know you're busy, man. I know, obviously, I've got very little time since you want the treatment of Savio Vega, Ryan. Although Doug Pinnick did give me a little more time than those two. Doug seemed to like me. He compared my voice to Metallica's James Hetfield. I'll leave that at that
We
for
like
now.
you. We're just trying to keep it an even playing field. That's all.
Well, I mean, I could keep you here for 2 hours, but I mean, there's no comments. So I mean, at this point,
See,
That would
our wrestling matters. That's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
you're right.
Our
So
wrestling matters.
yeah,
that's
but
what we change it to. The hour wrestling matters.
I think you could do that. I
Okay,
mean, you
I
could
like
do that.
that. That title now is not the Not All Wrestling Matters World Championship. It's our Wrestling Matters
I think
World.
theoretically you could. I mean, it's your championship. You could certainly change the title to the way that you want. I mean, that's
And
you
then,
know,
another thing, Omen really sits there and says that this is his channel, this is his,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
yeah,
His show, blah blah
Right.
blah.
yeah.
Jovi said that, but no disrespect to Jovi, but I'm the world champ of this show. So wouldn't it make it my show?
Yeah. Technically.
Well, what I try to be diplomatic and say it's everybody else's show but mine. So yeah, you can claim it. I mean, I'm looking to peace out and exit stage left. So yeah, I mean, by all means, feel
Oh,
free. I mean,
I don't want. I don't.
Not like
You
that.
can.
He doesn't
You
want it
can
like
keep
that.
it, but
Yeah.
just say that it's Soldier
He's
Show
your
because I'm your
hashtag.
champ.
He's your,
I'm your
ah,
champ.
he's your
well, you know what?
hour
I'll tell you
wrestling
what.
matters.
I mean, listen. At least if it was Anthony's show, we would be hearing about it for years. I mean, whoa, do I know you? I think I know you, and yeah, definitely you know what time it is. But yeah, they're getting ready for the show to start soon. But that's our referee and not Smokey. But yeah, we're not going to mention
Oh, that's
Smokey.
the good referee.
I know
That's
that.
the
That's
good
why I
one.
was like, I'm not bringing Smokey up here because I want to stay on the air here still. I don't want to turn into Zilly for you guys. But I do have something for you guys because I do realize that I've only got so much time here. But
As long
let
as
me.
we can.
Yeah, I've only got so much time, and time is all about money. And
It was
let me give you
for
something
Justin and
because after all, you guys should get something here. So for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform here where All Wrestling Matters. If I can put it up here on my screen, which I think I should now have it. There we go. Okay, cool. Now we're going to put it up here because technology is a funny thing. But for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, congratulations, fellas. You're in the Hall of Fame for another spot. I think I owe Justin
Look
like
at
he.
that, man. I mean, we're undefeated as a tag team. Undefeated as a tag team. Win the tag titles on our
Well,
first
I
try,
mean,
and now
so
we're in the Hall of Fame. And that's the best team you've ever been on in the Hall of Fame.
That is the
well,
best
one
team.
of them you never wrestled a match with. One of them you never wrestled a match.
They
The other
never.
one, I don't really have an issue with Rob, but I'm certainly not going to go out of my way to promote the company that you wrestled and held those tag team championships for
He wasn't a
almost.
world champion there. This guy has been. This guy has been where we're at. That's what
Yeah, I
matters.
understand.
We got our
Well,
cards
yeah,
right.
well, it definitely matters here that you're in the Hall of Fame and you have my John Hancock, so I'll certainly
We
send this.
appreciate you again and again and again. I would say it 17 times, but you understand what I'm going.
Yeah, I got the point. Yeah, I mean, Cena's definitely trying his own version of 17 times, but yeah, congratulations,
Harley did
man.
it first, did it better.
Well, I mean, look, he hasn't done it yet, so I mean, I'll leave that at that. Though. I'm not interested in what John Cena thinks. I'm interested in what Soldier GP and Justin Parsley think. So, you have any final words for Jason Myers and Jordan Nets?
You know what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in there and we're gonna whoop ass,
Yeah.
and then when we get done, we're gonna move on. And our goal has always been the same. The moment we got together, the moment we teamed up, all that stuff has been the same, and that's save our brother,
That's right.
right?
You
So we're
want to
gonna move
save
on.
your brother.
I want to save my brother. I've seen this omen before, and it's not good.
But this
So
omen's
our whole
different than even the one a year and a half ago that you tried to save. This one's just on another level. I mean, he's
I
said
saved him.
things.
I saved him once. I can do it again.
Well, I mean, you're
Did
gonna
you ever
have to.
experience like when you were a kid, like your mom would get mad at you and then like wait till your dad gets home. When your
She
dad
still
gets
gets
home, wait
mad
till
at
he
me to
hears.
this day. She still gets mad at me. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just want to tell the Midwest Express that daddies are home. We're here. We're here.
well, I mean,
And I got a surprise for you because when we're done whooping ass tonight,
Yeah.
I got a case of All American Hulk Hogan beer that we're gonna drink. A case.
well,
Oh yeah, brother.
if it was Stone Cold Steve Austin beer, you know that James
I'm
Taylor.
not.
No.
I'm not James Taylor.
Yeah,
I'll
I
drink.
we would
was
be
I'm
gonna
here. We'd be
drink.
say
knocking at the
now
door.
if it was Stone Cold Steve Austin beer, you know that James Taylor would have been there at the Palo Community Center instead of being on the trampoline.
I wouldn't.
He
I
probably
mean,
would have delivered it.
he could have been here if it was Stone Cold beer. He could have been here, but he'd be watching from afar while we drink it together because he's not part of our clique.
Well, I mean, well, he doesn't want to be a part of your clique. Some would say.
Who? He said he don't want it. We don't want him to be. We don't want him to be. That matter. We don't give a fuck if he doesn't want to be. We don't want him to be. That's all that matters.
Fine.
We don't want him to grab the back of our shirts and ride our coattails.
So it's
We have enough
really
weight as is.
Yeah, we have enough weight. We have 4 belts.
Come on.
the last 2.5 years he's been riding your coattails specifically. Really, these last 2.5 years, and that really he should just
All
go.
right, okay, let's do it. Listen, you've been around the whole time. The last 2 years.
Yeah.
Last 2 years, I've been trying to get him to come to IMF. For the last 2 years, he just wants to run his fucking mouth on here, or run his mouth on his little Taft Taylor shit. And then he sees that, oh my God, these guys are selling out a fucking gym. They're getting thousands and thousands and thousands of views. Damn. Let me grab that coat. That's what it
Well, I
was.
mean,
Facts are
he's
facts.
gonna say
And look what
differently.
happened. He
You know?
left. He came. He saw. He got beat by my stunner. Even though he pinned him, it was my stunner that put him down for the 3 count. And then look where he went. Right back to trampoline wrestling.
Where he
Well,
belongs.
I mean, I asked you, Justin. I mean, you might actually be interested in that if James wins the PWF Uprising Championship, the other half of it, 420
As
SmackDown.
long as we're doing it inside of a squared circle and not a circle, like a trampoline inside of a gymnasium or something. I can't do that. I'm too old for it. I don't even know how that guy does. It blows my mind.
I think
It's
he
weird when
probably
grown men jump on a trampoline
listen.
without having kids.
He
Yeah.
was on here talking about the trampoline, and I think if you asked him, it's certainly an adjustment. It's a major adjustment for him to wrestle on the trampoline. But that's his
We
profession.
saw that. We saw.
But he's a bump king on one, I'll tell you
Well,
that.
you know his birth. You know what? You should tell him that his birthday's coming up in less than 2 weeks, so he's going to be here for that. And you should both tell him that maybe Father Time is catching up with him. Maybe AARP is where he needs to go. And if that's how you both feel, by all means, he's going to be here on the 24th for his
I
birthday.
mean, his trampoline skills are on par with Aaron Blaze's.
Well, he seems to be. Look, I'm not going to go there. Listen, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to plead
God
the
is my
fifth.
witness, and he wouldn't strike me down if I.
Oh no. Clear.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that. I think I know where I'm going here, but I tell you what. Before we move on here to closing thoughts, if you are here, go out and buy a ticket to any of the IMF shows. You can go to the IMF Wrestling Facebook page. Check them out on TikTok. Check them out on Instagram, YouTube. You can see the fallout from CyberSlam. These guys are going to be in the main event. We have the real monsters here. Very honored, and also they are the newest members as a team in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, and Soldier's in it now. I think it's the fourth appearance in the Hall of Fame. This is your fourth.
IMF's in it.
The IMF.
I consider it ROEW because we were there.
IMF,
That's
ROEW
two.
Foundation,
I'm in
Soldier.
it twice for myself. I don't think Foundation's in it, but I'm in it twice for myself,
So,
and now I'm a
five.
real monster.
You have
Yeah.
a handful.
I got
You
5.
have a handful.
It's not 8.
Well, I think you're catching up to Anthony. I mean, listen, let's not give any ideas, but let's not give
I'm
Anthony
okay
any.
with being second.
Yeah.
As long as you're first, I'll be second.
I appreciate you.
Well, I mean, listen,
That's
Anthony.
how that's how teams should work, I feel. I think that's a really good. I think it speaks volumes about where we're at compared
All
to
right,
most
let me
other
ask
teams.
you. You know what, Justin? Let me ask you one more question because you've teamed up with Rob Slater, who was essential, and you had Anthony, who you weren't technically in a team with, and now you're with Soldier as a team. So, what's the difference with Soldier compared to your previous partners? What's made him this much of a better partner for you?
Well, over Anthony, it would just be the fact that we've competed together on the same team in a ring. That helps.
Yeah,
And then I
you get a
guess
word in.
his
You get a
size,
word
his
in. I agree with
expertise, the way he dissects. There's that word again. Opponents, and being in the ring with him, like finding. I found all of this man's strengths and weaknesses. I feel like. I mean, we went back and forth. We beat each other many a times.
that. I'm
Why
aware.
not just start winning some of these together? That's what we did. We put our heads together.
I realized when my brother turned on me that my enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Okay, I can understand that. They make
And I
sense. You
mean,
guys
and
have
obviously it's working
Comes with
because
it's a pretty piece of property there. Listen, it's a piece of property that a lot of people would value. IMF is a red hot company. You guys sell out in front of hundreds of people come to shows, despite fans trying to hijack the shows. But you guys, no question, are one of the top companies around, and you guys are going to be in action here tonight. And I'm sure we'll talk a lot more about it. So let me pass the baton to you two both, because obviously you guys do literally have to go out there in the ring. And anything else you guys want to say?
Man, I love you, Tom. Thank you for letting us come on. Thanks for putting us in the Hall of Fame again. Thanks for putting me in the Hall of Fame again. I thought I was banned for a second. Ever since I became the Hall monitor,
That's
I'm glad
Chase
I'm not. I
Wakefield.
love you,
No,
bro.
no, no,
I love you. Thank you for
dude.
this.
That's
oh,
no, 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 no.
thank you for having my back when
I
nobody
just
else
want to
would.
clarify. I just want to clarify one thing. That's Chase Wakefield who wants to ban you from in-ring competition, Hall of Fames, Sportswire shows.
Clearly doesn't have good taste, that kid.
I mean, that kid's pretty good because if he turns sideways, he disappears. He's so fucking small. So like he
Yeah,
turns
I mean,
sideways.
he's definitely skinny. I mean, he's definitely vegetable-like. I mean, he might
Well, what
want to.
happened with what I thought he was assaulting someone with an axe outside in the shed at one point. Where did
He
that
was.
go?
Yeah, he did his own version of the Blair Witch
Did he
Project.
heal? Is he better now?
Where I think he was the one that posted the
I
picture.
don't know.
Where
That's
he
a great
wrestling. They
question.
have an Omen lookalike.
They what?
They have an Omen lookalike. I really thought it was Omen there.
Over there?
Where Chase Wakefield
No,
was
when he
wrestling.
did the video, when he did the documentary.
It looked like Omen threw him out of the ring. Threw him out of the ring.
No kidding.
Yeah.
He did the documentary. There was an Omen sort of lookalike. But hey, listen. I mean, I guess imitation's the greatest form of flattery. I don't know, but we'll have to see. But
I mean,
obviously,
he did invite me. He invited me to the wedding.
well, he
Do you want to
invited you,
be the
Justin,
plus
but he didn't
one?
want you to show
I
up
would
and
love
wrestle.
to be your plus one.
Well, look at that.
I can
See?
watch the wedding next to him. That's fine. Yeah,
I got
okay.
invited to the wedding, and since he's
I feel better about this now.
one half of the tag team champions, and he's my tag team partner. He's my plus one, so it looks like Chase.
I can't believe I'm not
Parsley-
DJing. I know
Parsley
Cupid
throwing
Shuffle.
to the wedding.
I know the Macarena. I know all the dance
The
So
songs.
Let It
you're a
Slide.
DJ. You play
I
them
know
at
the
Kendall.
Get Up. I know all
That
of them.
one song in Paris.
You play them at Kendall's all the time, and we'll see you there probably Friday night. I mean, you play them, and
Swing on
it's
by. Love
This
to have
guy
you.
has the coolest shit ever. He works with dead bodies, so he's the life of the party, and then he goes and DJ. So like all day, he is the life
well,
of the
Joey
party.
did talk about Omen will be dead by the end of their
Well,
match.
hey,
I'll just need a little bit of help moving him, but
I'll
I
help
can
you
do
move
it.
him.
I
I'll
can
help
do
you
it.
move him.
Okay.
Well,
Look at
what's the old adage? Ice cream head
man.
cheese.
Come on over here, son.
Yeah, look.
Oh,
He's
do I
about to
know
become the
you?
next Midwestern champion.
Well, you know
He's
what?
the first of a Hall of Fame.
Oh,
you guys got into the Hall of Fame? Yeah.
Congrats. Thank you very
You might
much.
need to get some gold, Felix. You might need to,
But I am disappointed in you, Tom,
what?
because everybody talks about Felix like he's the best thing, but you put
Right?
Dakota in the Hall of
Shows
Fame
the
No,
shows.
son, come back.
before you put him in it.
Well, technically, we could put him in the Hall of Fame the next show, but I mean, Dakota films all your shows. She films the shows. She
Congratulations, you
spends
can retire.
countless hours at the
Good.
show.
Hall of Famer. I'm done.
I think
I feel like
technically,
he belongs in the Hall of Fame.
I
He
think
had
technically you're in for
kick-ass matches
ROW and
against
IMF. So yeah, I'll put you in the
Damien
next
Saint,
show.
kick-ass
I'll put
matches against CJ
CJ
Black,
Black, Roman
kick-ass match
Black,
like
Il Drago. Yep,
It
I'm
speaks for
aware.
itself.
I watched them. Listen, you're the future, the prince of professional wrestling. So we'll see you on the 8th of May. The 8th of May, because your show's
I'll
the
see you
10th.
there.
You're in the 8th. I'll see you there. Good luck out there tonight.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Well, all right. Well, I think these guys want to go out there and get in the ring very soon. That
Hey,
is the
it's time to get ready to go
Right.
kick ass.
all right.
Doors
Well, that's
open.
the
We
real
gotta go meet
monsters. They're
fans
the newest members
because
of the Sports
the real
Radio.
monsters are the coolest thing out there.
Well, you know what?
Plus Felix.
Plus Felix Jones.
Plus Felix Jones, and that is Soldier GP. That is
We
Justin
are the
Parker. They're
princes
the
of
IMF
real
Tag
monsters.
Team Champions. They'll be in the ring here in the main event here coming up at the IMF's latest show, CyberSlam. They'll be defending those championships against the Midwest Express. Fellas, thank you so much. I'm sure I'll see you here real soon, and go get them out there in the ring.
Hey, you
All
know,
right.
like Donnie said, you know what it is, man.
Well, you know what? Jovi didn't get one of those, but thank you, everybody. Have a good night. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, where you are. On the number one, Couple Radio Station, that is Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters. Have a great night. Thank you.